Listen up, brother, because what I'm about to tell you is the difference between being the man who sees it coming and the man who gets the "we need to talk" text at 2 a.m. while some other guy's still in her bed. I've been there. You think everything's fine, she's still smiling, still saying "I love you," but something feels off. And then one day, boom, it hits you. She's gone. Maybe not physically, not yet, but her heart, her loyalty, already slipping through your fingers. Here's the hard truth. Women don't cheat overnight. They don't wake up one random Tuesday and decide to ruin your life. No, they show you the signs. Tiny cracks in the foundation. Most men miss them because they're too busy begging for attention, drowning in emotions, or just straight up ignoring the reality in front of them. But not you. Not after today. Because I'm breaking down the 6 undeniable signs she's about to betray you. The subtle shifts in her behavior, the little off moments most guys dismiss, and more importantly, how to stop it before she crosses that line. This isn't about paranoia. This isn't about controlling her. This is about awareness, about seeing the game before it's too late to play it, so pay attention. Now I know what you're thinking. If she's gonna cheat, she's gonna cheat. Wrong. That's the loser's mindset. The Stoic man, he doesn't wait for life to happen to him. He sees the storm coming and adjusts his sails. By the end of this, you'll know exactly where her head's at. You'll see the invisible red flags before they turn into full-blown betrayals. And most importantly, you'll have a choice. Fix it or walk away with your dignity intact. But here's the catch. You gotta act fast, because once that emotional door opens for another man, it's a hell of a lot harder to close it. So let's not waste time. Hey, welcome back to Stoic Mastery of Women. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. This channel isn't about games or manipulation. It's about mastery, understanding women so deeply that you never get played, never get blindsided, and never settle for less than you deserve. We talk about love, sex, and the psychology behind relationships. No fluff, just real strategies that work. If that sounds like what you need, hit subscribe right now. Because what I'm about to drop? This is the kind of knowledge that saves men years of heartbreak. All right, let's get into it. Let's get one thing straight right now. Cheating isn't some spontaneous accident. It's not like she just trips and falls onto another man's dick. No, there's always a trail of breadcrumbs, a series of small betrayals that lead to the big one. Most men miss them because they're too busy making excuses, too invested in believing the lie rather than facing the truth. But you're different. That's why you're here. You want to see reality for what it is, not what you hope it could be. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. The 6 undeniable signs that she's already halfway out the door. These aren't guesses. These aren't maybes. These are the patterns I've seen play out hundreds of times with the men I've coached. Learn them now, or learn them the hard way later. Let's begin. Sign number 1, the emotional distance. The first sign is the most dangerous because it's the easiest to miss. Emotional distance. She's still there physically, but mentally, she's already gone. You'll notice she stops sharing her day with you. The little details she used to text you about, her coworker's drama, what she ate for lunch, that funny thing she saw on the way home, they just stop. When you ask how she's feeling, you get one-word answers. Fine, good, tired. I had a client, let's call him Mark. Mark's girlfriend used to send him paragraphs throughout the day. Then suddenly, it was just K and thumbs up emoji. He brushed it off. She's just busy, he told himself. 2 weeks later, he found out she'd been emotionally cheating with her coworker for a month. By the time he noticed, it was too late. Here's what you need to understand. Women don't disconnect emotionally unless there's another connection forming elsewhere. Period. It's not stress, it's not work, it's that her emotional energy is being invested in someone new. So what do? First, don't beg for her attention. That's exactly what she expects. Instead, match her energy. If she's pulling away, you pull away harder. Create space. Let her feel what it's like to truly lose your presence. Either she'll realize what she's missing and come back, or she won't. And if she doesn't, you just saved yourself years of lies. Remember, a woman in love can't help but share her world with you. If she stopped sharing, she stopped caring. And that's your first red flag. Sign number 2, the phantom phone guard. All right, let's talk about the second sign. And this one's so obvious, it's almost insulting when men miss it. The phone. More specifically, how she's suddenly acting like her phone contains nuclear codes. Think about it. For months, maybe years, she leaves her phone lying around. You know her passcode. She reads texts out loud to you. Then one day, something changes. Now the phone is always face down. She takes it with her to the bathroom. She angles the screen away when she's texting. And if you walk into the room unexpectedly, she locks it so fast you'd think she was hiding a murder confession. Here's a simple rule. If her phone behavior changes dramatically, she's hiding something. Period. It's not privacy. It's not boundaries. You know what privacy looks like? Her not going through your phone. But secrecy? That's different. Secrecy is when she's guarding that thing like it's the last slice of pizza. And the biggest tell of all? When she laughs at a text, then refuses to tell you what's funny. That's not just a red flag. That's the entire damn Soviet Union. Now here's what you don't do. Don't demand to see her phone. Don't accuse her. That's weak. Instead, observe. If she's suddenly glued to that screen, start paying attention to everything else on this list. Because where there's smoke, there's fire. And if her phone is suddenly hotter than a stolen iPhone, you've got your second sign. Sign number 3, the unexplained absences. Sign number 3 is when her schedule starts looking like a CIA operative's. Suddenly, she's working late more in 1 month than she has in the past year. Girls' nights go from once a month to every damn weekend. And every time you ask for details, it's vague as hell. Oh, just out with Sarah. You don't know them, they're friends from work. Let me be clear. Women in happy relationships don't suddenly triple their time away from their man unless one of two things is happening. Either she's avoiding you, or she's enjoying someone else. I had a client whose wife started book club that somehow met every Thursday night. Funny thing? She never talked about the books. Even funnier? When he drove past the book club location one night, the place was closed. Turns out book club was code for hotel room with her personal trainer. Here's the Stoic approach. Don't interrogate her. Don't play detective. Instead, start being unavailable yourself. Go out with your boys. Take up a new hobby. Let her wonder where you are for once. If she's innocent, she'll notice and step up. If she's guilty, she'll either panic and over-explain, or she'll be relieved you're not around. Either way, you get your answer. Remember, when a woman is invested in you, she wants to be around you. If she's creating distance, there's a reason, and 9 times out of 10, that reason has a name, a face, and a dick. Sign number 4, the comparison trap. Now we get to sign number 4, and this one cuts deep. The comparison trap. One day you're her king, the next she's casually mentioning how Jason from accounting brings his girlfriend flowers every Friday, or takes her to the Central Park in New York, or how Mike at the gym is so dedicated to his fitness. At first it seems innocent, maybe even constructive, but make no mistake, this is her subconscious laying the groundwork for betrayal. Here's what's really happening. She's already comparing you to someone else in her mind. These harmless comments are her way of testing the waters, seeing how you'll react when she starts valuing another man's traits. Worse, she's justifying to herself why it's okay to drift. Well, if he were more like Jason, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. I had a client whose wife started praising her coworker's ambition after 8 years of marriage. Within months, she was working late with him. When my client confronted her, I just wish you had his drive. Not coincidentally, she was in his bed by month 6. This is why I'm trying to help men. The Stoic response? Never compete. The moment you try to measure up to these imaginary standards, you've lost. Instead, call it out calmly. Sounds like you really admire Jason. Should I be worried? Put the spotlight back on her behavior. Her reaction will tell you everything. Remember, a woman in love brags about you to others, not others to you. When comparisons start, her loyalty is already shifting. Sign number 5, the physical withdrawal. Let's talk about the most painful sign, physical withdrawal. The sex slows down. The kisses feel like she's pecking her grandmother. You go to hold her hand, and she finds a sudden reason to adjust her hair. Her body is speaking louder than her words ever could. She's repulsed by your touch. Now, before the excuses start, no, it's not stress. No, it's not hormones. Women have sex who they want to have sex with, period. If she wanted you, she'd find a way. The hard truth? Her body is either responding to stress, or it's responding to someone else. Here's your play. Don't beg for scraps. The second you notice her pulling away physically, you pull away harder. Sleep on the couch before she can. Make plans when she expects sex. Let her stew in the absence of your touch. Either she'll remember what she's missing, or she won't. Either way, you stop degrading yourself for someone who's checked out. Your dignity is non-negotiable. Never chase affection from a woman who acts repulsed by you. Sign number 6, the gaslighting play. Finally, the ultimate betrayal tactic, gaslighting. You notice the signs, you ask reasonable questions, and suddenly you're the villain. Why are you so paranoid? God, you're so controlling. Can't I have any privacy? She flips the script so fast, you start questioning your own sanity. This is emotional warfare. She's making you the problem to avoid being accountable. Classic cheater behavior. I had a client who found perfume on his girlfriend's collar, a scent she never wore. When he asked, she cried about trust issues for 2 hours. Guess who was wearing another man's cologne the whole time? The Stoic countermove? Refuse to engage. Calmly state, I asked a simple question. If you'd rather deflect than answer, that tells me everything. Then walk away. No arguing, no pleading. Let silence do the heavy lifting. Here's the brutal truth. Honest women don't fear transparency. If she'd rather paint you as insecure than ease your mind, you're not dealing with a loyal partner. You're dealing with a guilty conscience. Remember, when a woman truly loves you, your peace matters more than her ego. If she'd rather watch you suffer than soothe your doubts, she's already made her choice. Recap and emergency. Let's get brutally honest for a moment. If you're seeing 3 or more of these signs, your relationship is already on life support. She may not have physically cheated yet, but make no mistake, the emotional groundwork is laid. The good news? There's still time to pull this back from the brink if you act now with precision and power. First, the reset conversation. This isn't some weak, we need to talk moment. You look her dead in the eye and say, I've noticed you pulling away. I'm not angry, but I deserve to know if this relationship still matters to you. Then shut up. Let her fill that silence. Her reaction will tell you everything, real remorse or more deflection. Second, the alpha rebound. Starting today, you become the man she first fell for. Hit the gym, reconnect with friends. Pursue your purpose like your life depends on it. Not for her, for you. This isn't about playing games, it's about remembering who you were before her doubts infected your confidence. Finally, the ultimatum. If after 30 days of this she's still distant, you walk. No drama, no begging. Just, I see where this is going. I deserve better. Then mean it, because here's the cold truth. Sometimes saving a relationship. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these signs hit closest to home? Drop a comment right now. Number 1. If you felt her emotionally checking out. Number 2, if that phone's suddenly more protected than Fort Knox. Or number 6, if you've been gaslighted into thinking you're the crazy one. And if this video opened your eyes, do 2 things for me. First, smash that like button. The algorithm needs to know this is saving men's lives. Second, hit subscribe, because next week we're going nuclear with how to make her obsessed again. The exact psychological triggers to reignite her attraction when she's already halfway out the door. Remember, brothers, awareness is power. Now you've got the signs. What you do next is on you. Stay strong.